Okay, let's go ahead and get started. All right, this is Elliott Wave Sage. Um, like always, none of this is financial advice. Always do what's best for you. Just use this for your education and entertainment purposes only. And what a incredible day today and even yesterday. Just absolutely an incredible amount of money being made. It just was a great reward for a lot of patience is really what today and yesterday represented was a lot of money tied up, for the last several months, even weeks, and finally all paid off. All that waiting paid off, and now it's like, okay, what's next? And I believe what's next is just continue in your positions and then have a little bit of money ready just in case we do get like a big sharp, drop to correct some of the shorter cycles, which do need to pull back, and then get back in on certain trades that have kind of slowed down that should pick back up again, like like Nvidia and those stocks. But let's go ahead. I posted a market update video for those that haven't watched it. I may answer your questions already. And I'm going to also start posting on Twitter when I go live, so some people get that alert. A lot of people aren't able to get my Twitter, able to get these YouTube alerts. So we'll post it on Twitter. So here we go. I'll just start from the top like I always do. So we'll start with Mitso at FSLY. That was one that was very popular during the stay-at-home era, right? The stay-at-home basket, and then just got destroyed, annihilated. So this chart is still stands, just like I have it. The target I know is unthinkable, but I wouldn't really want to buy it until it hits this target. Um, it looks like to me you've corrected an impulse. So to me, this looks like just wave one, right? This finished, and it should go lower. So I don't know what it's going to look like, but I do think you got to bounce. Maybe you even bounce to fill this gap here. I mean, you can even bounce higher, but I do think it's gonna go lower. We can look at the shorter cycles, and you could see we haven't taken this divergence out. So more than likely, uh, in here, um, let's take a look. We gotta go to the daily. Let's take a look here. Yeah, see, go back to the weekly one more time. Yeah, I think this is the label for now. Um, Now you see you have that bullish divergence. You do want to see that in the 4 and 5, so I do want to see that. It's just within this wave, we need to see a little bit. I don't know. Could we be surprised? And because we did break this low, technically, it just didn't go deep enough. So I think looking at it again, could it actually be finished? We're gonna have to go to the higher time frames, and we don't have enough data to get too excited yet. But I would be looking for the weekly cycle to break. So when that trend line breaks, then we know the five's in. But as you can see, it's a lot of this. So you're going to need a lot of price confirmation. So it's very dangerous to try to bottom fish this here because it could easily go lower to this $3 area. But if you can get a strong enough reaction, you may be able to break that divergence trend line I showed, that a weekly trend line, or you take this high out, and then that would confirm the low. So the other idea is you just take a trade here, you just buy it here, and then you put a stop at 679, and then it's like very small loss. But if you get lucky, like you go to Vegas, you get lucky. What if this is the low? Then you've got massive gains ahead. So there's a lot to think about trading this, but I do think technically everything looks okay. It just didn't go deep enough. If it was like a little deeper, it would have been different, but it doesn't. Going deep doesn't matter. So it could very well be done, but we don't have enough confirmation and price to say that, confidently. So, all right, guys, let's go to the next. I'll go to the super chat here. And again, if you guys do super chats, I always go right to your question. KRE should be breaking out, right? Because the Russell's breaking out. That was another way to play the Russell breakout, right, through the KRE. Let's take a look at where we are. So if are we still in X or not? We obviously took this high out. We broke the downtrend line. We have 3 swings. I still think, like the Russell, see the Russell, I still plan on making a new low, right? So the forecast for the Russell hasn't changed. Now, it could change, but my forecast for the Russell is this. See that? That still should come. When that happens, the KRE should break this low. So that's why I think it's a connector that looks like it's double correcting. So yeah, there's definitely more upside. So I think it's safe to say that the KRE should at least get to now $65, $69 into this area. So I think it's safe to say we're going here, but I still don't like, like to call a low in the KRE. Let's take a look at the monthly. Yeah, I still don't like to call the low in the KRE. I mean, if this is a low in the KRE, this chart is wrong, and it would actually turn the KRE into this. It would turn it into like a 1 2 1 2 1 2, and it moons. I can't rule that out. Now, if this happens, of course, that means the Russell moons, right? That means there is no drop in the Russell. This doesn't happen, and it moons. And if that's the only case where that comes into play, is we don't get a crash, divergence is erased in the indices, and the indices make it to the unthinkable target of 25,000 up in this area. So there, I guess, that's like fantasy thinking, right? For now, until it actually we start to see evidence of that through divergences erasing. So until then, I'm not going to forecast something that bullish. There's just no way. So you have to forecast this and then expect this bounce to fail, right? That's what I think will happen. And we come back to maybe between the 4 and the 2. So maybe back down to 23, 24. So something like that. BA is another one that we had been looking at, and people had stopped requesting it, so I figured people giving up on it. I bet that's done well, right, with the Dow pumping. Let's see. How's that doing? So we gave the buy area here at 155. It looks like it truncated just a little bit. And then it's coming off of this. It looks like we've got some kind of, could this be like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then that? This could even be corrective. 3 waves. So there's a lot of possibilities here. Here's my forecast on Boeing, guys. Boeing, I had it in a 3-wave move. So an A, B, C. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to assume it's coming out. And this is the low. And then this would be probably a 1-2, 1-2. So it looks like Bowen's about to pump. Bowen's about to pump. I don't know, is Trump more pro-Bowen friendly, I guess? Less likely to put the screws to him? I don't know. If this is the case, if this is the count, and look, I see 5 waves here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then Bowen's in play for tomorrow. I mean, Bowen could be a big mover tomorrow, potentially. Now, unless we get this little drop here to like 174. So everyone's like, I want to play NVIDIA, I want NVIDIA, I want NVIDIA. Well, this may be the one. This is, and again, this actually lines up nicely because the Dow, we're just getting started, right? We just got a massive breakout today that people are already like, oh, it's going to crash. It just broke out of a massive consolidation and a bull flag. So here, massive bull flag, flagpole, flag, breakout, and on top of it, you have this pattern breaking out, and then higher. And I believe the UDAO, which is a triple lever Dow fund, also, did it make new all-time highs today? Did we break 8? We have to go and see if we did that or not. Yeah, new all-time highs in UDAO. That opens us up for UDAO 128. So the Dow man's going. So what's the Dow? The Dow is industrials, financials, healthcare, and all the shit that you don't own. It's all the shit, all the stocks you probably don't own. So there is like, yeah, I think there is something to like this. There's like a rotation, or some things are just going to outperform. And I do think there's certain stocks that are going to outperform now. And maybe tech is, you know, tech is like slow, fine. But the Dow and the Russell outperform, cool. Well, we're positioned for that now. All right, what was the other symbol? AMSC. Let's go to AMSC real quick. AMSC. Some kind of, looks like some kind of semi. Looks like we broke out of a consolidation here, or a pivot of some kind. Looks like that low held here. This only looks like 3 up. Monthly is in 3. A, B, C of some kind, right? It's probably some kind, or yeah, it's too high, so it's got to be a 3-wave move. No divergence. So I think it's a very dangerous chart because we need to have 5 waves down from here. And just looking at it, you know, you have like 1, 2, 3, 4, then 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So you probably put that 3 here. This 4. We put it there, put a 4 there. So we didn't break that low. So we'll probably put the 4 there. So again, we're just trying to see if I can get the wave sequence. But these 4s, yeah, it ended here. So it ended there, boom, you reset the cycle. See, it's too big. I mean, I wouldn't call that a flat. So a top like an ABC. This only looks like in 3 waves. So I think this is a connector wave of some kind, but it should, obviously it broke this high, so it should continue higher. So I would just look for it to move in 3-wave until it fails at some point. And I would be looking for five swings here, and then looking for a potential big pullback at some point. So you even have divergence. So it could even be danger of failing at any moment. But if we erase divergence, it'll continue higher. The potential target would be like $38. It's not really something I would want to trade personally, but you'll have to do what's best for you. All right. It's some kind of corrective move of the whole cycle, so it could even fail and come back and go even high. It could even do that. Like so, there's a lot of possibilities. All right. Thanks for the 20 learning IBRX. Yep, that was one that we've watched on my channel different moments in time. We have called that buy before. I always like to point that out. Here and here looked like the right call. Looks like a correction against this cycle. Here looks like a 1-2. Looks like some kind of three-wave leading diagonal looking. Well, I don't know. Actually, let's take that back. Let's go a little deeper here. So you've got one cycle here, another cycle. So it's a 4. This is a full 3-4. So it's a couple things. So it's either a 3, and if it's a 3, that could be a connector wave for the whole move, which means it goes all the way to 0. It needs to revert. Like, it needs to really hold this level at 549 and produce this fifth wave. It really has to produce this fifth wave. And so far, it looks okay. It looks okay. So that's how I label this for right now. It could always surprise, and this could become a 1-2 as well. But again, conservatively, you just do something like that. And then if this is, and then it should pull all the way back down to here, and then moon. That's what it should do. But I can't rule out a 1-2, 1-2, and it just moons. Because we have, look, you did reverse. I mean, it is reverse. It isn't a new bull cycle for now, but breaking this pivot will put it back in bear mode, like we had over here. Thanks for the super chat. Donald Gibson for 5 here. IBM. Yeah, IBM is going to be supported. So the low PE dividend stocks tend to behave well when interest rates are falling, because as rates go down, money moves into the dividend paying stocks. As bonds get less competitive compared to those. It's just something I noticed. So these tend to go up as bonds fall. So we've had this chart for a while. I don't think there's any reason to change it. So far, I'm not sure. It looks like my thing shifted a little bit on me. So we'll move it back. So it's probably a flat. So yeah, so it looks like to me everything is going. It looks like it's short. The really short cycle here. It looks like to me that's a 1-2, 3, 4. No, it's a 1-2, 1-2. So it's like a 1-2, 1-2, 1-2, 3 of 3. So yeah, this thing is just going to keep grinding higher. It's in breakout mode. Does it have when's earnings? Wednesday. Still far away. So yeah, it should just keep pushing higher as it sees the power of wave 3. Help and support our Dow Industrial average, right? TNA is the triple levered Russell fund. That turned out to be very lucrative and still may be very lucrative. I'll have to tell you this chart on the higher time frame conflicts with my market view currently of a crash out in after this pump. This chart shows Moon Boy. This shows divergences erased. We're in Grand Supercycle Wave 3, and I was looking at this today to come up with another more bearish chart, and I just can't do it. So I'm not going to just rely on one chart like this to say, oh yeah, everything's going to moon, but I'm just going to show you this chart. You'll have to decide for yourself when you want to get out of TNA, because there may be a chance that TNA goes well into all-time highs. But if this is the chart, now you have a three-wave move, correcting that cycle. You broke here, and you have a flat, and that finished here. 1, 2, 1, 2, and now we should see the power of wave 3. And I don't think anyone can argue if this is how wave 3 is going to begin, what's it going to look like when we really get going? So I don't know, like, I just want to stay in it. So look, if you look at it from this perspective, there's no reason to sell it. You just print, you just get paid. But you've been waiting your chance, and now you're getting paid. So I don't like selling it. Will I have pullback? Sure. Do I think it's Moon Boy? I don't think so. Somewhere I must not be seeing the bear case on the chart, but I just can't get it yet. Here is like a 1, 2, and we're still just in 3. It's like it's not even worth labeling this. So who knows? Maybe tomorrow we gap up again and run for all we know. I mean, God knows. The one way to know when to sell TNA is, though, when the Russell does hit this area here. That is, if you're conservative, you may want to do that. But like I said, if this chart is wrong and we actually bottomed here in a very truncated, then it's going to be Moon Boy for the Russell and small caps, right? So yeah, well up here. We'll be trading well up here. So I don't foresee that. But the chart for TNA doesn't show me a bear case. So there could be others that I find, but that's the first one I've ever found that really is like makes me question the bear case of this massive pull lower. But it's definitely not enough for me to ever change my mind, ever, yet. All right, Anonymous for 20. Yeah, let's go into yours here, Anonymous. The typical cryptos. So crypto's doing really well. So we have to call the crypto low in, right? So it would be silly to think crypto's going to pull back until either Bitcoin's in the 80,000 area if it's a wave 5, or it will never pull back again in these prices. So we have to go with the upside scenario. And that's what we'll go with here. So these charts are still valid. So MIGI looks like it's about to have a big breakout. So this could be in play tomorrow or very soon. It looks like that's a 1, 2 right there. And out. So this looks like it could be in play tomorrow for the 3 of 3. And again, do what's best for you. I can be wrong. I've got this fifth wave, right? We finally pushed up at this fifth wave. Let's see if we've erased divergence. And it looks like we have. Let's go to some other time frames. Divergence. Okay, so we still see bearish divergence, so we're going to still call this a 5 to be safe, which would top us out at 3. So be looking for a pullback and another high. So something like this. So this should be... This is due to pull back. So this is due for a pullback at any moment. Something like that. But as you can see, it'll continue because we have another 4 and 5. But if we can really push out of this and erase that divergence, then this becomes a 1, 2, and then it's just off to the races. Next is BTBT. Again, we've been doing this pretty well here. So we had this really shallow wave 2 and a lot of overlapping waves. So we need to take a look at this closer. A lot of bearish divergence. So I'm going to actually, this could be an extended fifth wave. Yeah, extended fifth wave potentially. So again, I would be looking for maybe a sharp drawback as this 15-minute resets and the 45 resets. So I'd be looking for a pullback in this pretty soon. Again, if this is the right chart. Can it erase divergence? It's always possible, but it's breaking lower. So it would surprise me to have it surge out of this. And if it does, then this was like a 1-2, 1-2, 1-2. It would be so bullet, like it seems it's impossible, almost improbable. So I think it's due for pullback. LTCN, how is that doing? I think it's safe to say we're not going to get that low. And I said that once we broke this high, then we have to call that low in. So that's expected given where crypto is. And so now it's pretty much easy to label, right? So we should be seeing more significant upside from here on out against these lows here. So really pullbacks are buying opportunities. This looks like, again, just real quick, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it looks like we need this wave 3 to finish at any moment, 4 and 5. So it should keep grinding higher. But as you can see, that's the look. But to get some more separation, it wouldn't be surprising to see this become a 1-2 as well, and then it really takes off. So maybe if you're lucky, if you're not in it, you can get a back test here at 22. Maybe down even here at this area. This should be support now, not resistance anymore. And then, boom, you come out. Bitcoin Cash has been different, behaving according to plan. I mentioned this breakout. We got it. We got the fifth wave. So you have to label this as a 3 and a 4 with another 5. That would finish that first impulse. And that would probably become a 1-2, back down to maybe $10. In fact, yeah, we're correcting that cycle. We're correcting this whole cycle. So, well, it's the 45. Where's the 4-hour? Yeah, I'll still label it like. Yeah, I'm gonna label it like this because I just, I can't really force any other labeling. So we'll label it like this for now. But this could actually not be a 4 and 5. And you know what? It probably is something like another 1-2 like this, like 1-2. I bet it's something like this. But we'll stay conservative for now. We'll stay conservative for now. But keep in mind Bitcoin Cash. Bitcoin Cash here, guys. If we can make this wave 2, then you would think BCHG will drop. But if wave 2 is done, then BCHG should hit that 1-2 and just moon. We'll just continue the moon. So what are we going to get? I don't know. What's really interesting about Bitcoin Cash, I brought this up before, is it has broke the trend line, not convincingly, but it has ended the April correction. One of the only cryptos that I know of that's done that. Not even Bitcoin's done that, not even Ethereum. They're still below the trend line peak. So what does that mean? I don't know. Does that mean Bitcoin Cash is one of the most bullish cryptos out there? Maybe, maybe not. I'm pointing it out. You guys draw whatever conclusion, but it is something to keep in mind. And we almost broke out without even forming the right shoulder. So very interesting price action going on in Bitcoin Cash. So just we want to keep an eye on this. We want to keep an eye on this like second tier coin. And we are seeing a lot of bullish action in BCHG more than I normally would have expected. But we'll see how this plays out. Is this another 1-2 out? Is it like I have it here? We'll wait and see. But I do expect it to go higher. All right, next Khaled. I'm doing pretty good. So silver's going, I think, higher than 32. I think silver's going to 35. It may even go to 50, and you may be a very happy man soon. I think it's going here. Now, when is it going there? I mean, I don't, that's the problem with calls. You don't know. But there's two things working in your favor. One, we're moving up. Right? We're moving up out of this. That's good. Getting a breakout. The other good thing is your dollar index is on your side potentially. So if you have calls, you're basically playing that. If you think this is a 3, 4, and 5, and then it does something like this, your calls are going to get theta burn massively. However, if you're really lucky, and you could be lucky, you get this, another 1-2, and you're lucky and you catch this wave 3. And if you do that, I have to think precious metals have a big surge higher, and you're like set up to do that. So I don't know what would cause the market to get so bearish on the dollar so quickly. I mean, but I'm not a seller of precious metals, but you know, for calls and stuff, like I can't tell you how we'll get to 35, but I'm pretty sure we'll be at 35. And I like this price action we're seeing here. It's forming a potential for a gap and run up to 30, 32.5, 38, where you think we'll have some resistance, consolidation, and then a push out. Okay. Dylan, let's go to Dylan, your question. I bet Lab Up is, so Lab Up tends to track the Russell quite a lot because it has a lot of those unprofitable small cap biotech stocks. So if the Russell's bottomed, more than likely Lab Up is bottomed. Okay. And we gave this setup too. Look, we had the buy area here. We had the buy area here. I bet no one bought it but you. And look, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And now we got the wave 3. So is it going higher? Yeah, it should take this peak out. At least take that peak out. So yeah, it should be going higher. Is it going to just go vertical? More than likely not, right? It's got to pull back at some point. So where are we here? You've got divergence. You've got a 3. It's like a 5. So it looks like this this first wave 3 should be coming to an end soon. But it's just going to keep grinding higher. Has it bottomed? It's bottomed for now, but if the Russell makes that wipeout move, then this will be taken out. So this isn't something like, oh, I'm just going to hold and not look at for 10 years. Like, no, you got to trade this. Now, I think this peak will be taken out. Then after that, I don't know, maybe it could get to 260. If you're lucky, a little higher, but I do think this peak's going to get taken out. You also want to see that divergence erased like that. So it's got more upside. It's got more upside coming. But it probably is due a pullback. It's probably due a pullback. MGNI, is that, I think that was that Magnite. Is that Magnite? I gave that one on my channel as investment opportunity. We never got this big dip buy. It was just that was all we got on that. So that would have been another good entry. But you, again, with these really bullish ones, you got to be really aggressive and just stick your neck out there. But we actually had a lot of opportunities. So once we took this high out here, I posted on my channel. This was the area to buy the dip. And then it looks like it's about to see the power of wave 3. And, you know, just use your imagination how high it can go. It can go pretty high because it's coming off of a very good base. And the longer term chart is, you know, you have this 1 2 1 2, so it could easily see 110 100 in the next several years. It could come out of this. So that's why I was saying it was a good long-term investor's opportunity. A trade desk wannabe. It's a trade desk wannabe. Supply side advertisement. Trade desk, I think, does demand side. So Netflix decided to partner with these guys. So, I mean, if that's one of your clients, you know they can walk into anybody and go, hey, Netflix is our client. Oh, cool, we'll give you the contract. So they're going to get so much more business now. So it just kind of legitimized what they were doing. So I like buying it back in pullbacks, but it's entering into the manic phase now, more than likely. What's interesting is Trade Desk, I still have it as a 5. So it's kind of strange to me, but it'll be interesting to see how this plays out with Trade Desk. If this plays out and we get this big drop in 2. Typically in political years, these guys get a lot of advertising dollars, and then fundamental investors are surprised. It's funny, every 4 years they're surprised. They report earnings in February after the election, and they're like, holy shit, you blew out earnings. Why? Oh, it was the political ads. Oh, we didn't know that. So just look for that. If we pull back into October, into the election down here in Trade Desk for some reason, remember the political ads is like rocket fuel for these guys. These guys are going to report in the quarter after that, like big beat. So it's just setting up for the wave 3. So that would be just like on a silver platter. So just watch it. I've traded this stock since its beginning. This is one of my biggest home runs. The IPO, buying it like fuck down here in a yellow play. So that's what happens. These guys make a lot of money during political season, election season. So a pullback into the elections is setting you up for a massive pump next year. That's what it's going to do if this happens. But maybe investors have gotten wised up and it's just going to pump. So we'll see how they do it. PLL, we mentioned PLO on our channel, like it could have bottomed. We just didn't have enough evidence. Although now that Trump's coming in, everyone's pricing in Trump. They're like, oh, he's going to roll back all Biden's programs and spending that benefits solar. So solar really tanked and the green trade. But now we got to look at lithium and see this could be. So we did break out, so that was good. That was the first test here. And it could still make this other low, guys. It could still make this low. Like again, this could still be an ended diagonal. It's still not all clear yet until we get a breakout of this trend line. So is the low in? I don't know. I still wouldn't. I'm not 100% sure. Now our RSIs are starting to curve up, which is good. The weekly. Has the weekly broken out? Let's see. Oh, it just broke out today. Look at that. So yeah, if you could get a little more follow through, I think you could stick your neck out on this and say it's bottomed. But, and you know what's so funny about it? It literally tagged our super buy area literally by 10 cents. We called this thing by 10 cents. but you had to have the courage to buy it. And so if you did, good for you. You deserve your gains. I'll just get in it a little late, but I wanted a little more confirmation. But the weekly is giving you an indicator that this is probably hit a major low. So we'll have to watch it. Yeah, I need to make that red. Looks like Bitcoin, I just got an alert, Bitcoin pumped again. What's Bitcoin doing? My phone went off. Oh, it's up almost 66,000. Yeah, guys, watch the divergence erase. The market doesn't give you a chance to get in, and it's just boom, 72,000. You watch, it could happen. Yeah, crypto. Let the FOMO begin. All right, thanks, Dylan. Halstone again, 10. Amgen and AbbVie, some healthcare stocks. Okay, let's take a look at those. AbbVie, guys, I have never been able to find a good entry in AbbVie. I want to be long AbbVie, but I never. So this truncated too soon. You see, I was looking for a deeper low. We never got it, and then we got 3 up. So it's kind of in limbo here. But then when I look at the impulse down, I look at this. It looks like an impulse down to me with divergence. So I think it could be doing a flat. So I think this has some danger for a larger decline soon. So just be careful there. This is what I'm thinking, but I can be wrong. So do what's best for you. But I don't like FOMOing in a structure like this. I'm looking for a better entry, but I would like to buy it myself. I don't have a good entry on that. Amgen, let's see how we're doing there. Amgen, everyone's like, oh, their weight loss drug is pumping. Oh, it's pumping. But I thought their weight loss drug failed or so, didn't work right or something. But I have to research that. So this was a 5 of a major cycle, right? Of the whole thing. And we pulled back here, and the idea was we should go a little deeper, right? Because this is the wave 4 cluster. If this was correct in the grand super cycle, this was too shallow. But I guess it's so bullish, that's all we got. So Amgen's probably in a new cycle higher in the grand super cycle in a very bullish chart. Is this the next Eli Lilly? It might end up being the next Eli Lilly. This is kind of what happened to Eli Lilly before it started to moon. So we went through this with Eli Lilly well before GLP-1 was ever in the news. And we're like, what's going on? So maybe their weight loss drug is going to work or something. Yeah, this is just another 1-2-1-2. This is Dow. This is exactly what Eli Lilly did before it pumped really, really hard. This is almost the identical deja vu. So this one looks like it's ready to come out. So they're about to either invent something really significant or something big's about to happen that I guess maybe it's obvious to some people, but I thought the only thing they had going was this weight loss drug. But maybe it works after all. All right, Ronaldo, Dogecoin and Solana. Dogecoin is another one. Spike the football on. We did that. We nailed that. We also nailed Shiba. We were on my live stream and we called the bottom in Shiba the exact low, like the tick. And we're like, go buy it right now. And sure enough, that was a low. Dogecoin hit a target that, I put out there. I put this line out there as like a possibility, and literally it hit it to the penny and it verticaled out. So Dogecoin is in a new, it's entering the power of wave 3, man. The power, it's going to see, and if Elon is aligned with the administration, who knows what kind of, what privileges Dogecoin will get, because obviously that's the coin he pumps. I mean, again, I'll be conservative. Like you could label this as a 1-2 and it's just boom, or it's a 3-4. Okay, so I'm going to be conservative and label it this way, but it could be either way. But I would expect it to continue higher from here as it sees the power of wave 3 out. And this was a beautiful impulse corrective move. and it finished very elegant, very predictable, and we got that. Now Solana, let's see, Solana, we were looking for a little more downside, right? I don't know, I hadn't been paying attention to it to see how deep it got on that Bitcoin dump. So you can, as you can see here, I really wanted it down at 88. We didn't get there. What does that mean? 3. If I look at this, that's 3, 2. So this is a little suspect. Again, I just got to interpret the chart the way I see it. We could still be in B, right? We could still do that, which is probably what's going to happen, right? And that's probably what I would expect. So you have a 3 wave move down. So you have this like A, and then you have this B here, or you're still in B. You're yeah, lost my focus here. A. Oh, you see that low broke that low. Yeah, very dangerous. So again, if I'm just going by my system, this could be a lot of things. This could be an impulse down now. If that's an impulse down, then it could turn into something like this. And get to that 88 target we want. Very, very tricky chart. I actually don't like trading this until we get a break above this high up here, or break below this low. This is just got kind of like, it could be too many possibilities to even think about for now. I'll just be careful in it. I'd be careful on this one. All right, thanks, Ronaldo. Next super chat. Oh, Stacy, it's good to see you on. I'm glad you're able to make the live stream. Yeah, let's take a look at some of yours for you, of course. Let's see here. Ulta Beauty. Been a long time since we've seen this. Let's see. So we called this one too. So a very tough chart because I think we put a flat correction in place, right? I think that's what we had here, an A, a B, and a C, which would drop us down here, but you got saved. But this looks like an impulse down. I see it's hard to see on the weekly. We'll go to the daily time frame. It looks like an impulse, so I would be careful. Although, yeah, you see how you didn't take this peak, didn't take that peak out, and here and here. I think it would still set up for more downside and a flat correction down to this area, based on what I'm seeing. But do what's best for you. I don't think it's bottomed here. Let's see, ALL, Allstate. Let's see here. I guess those guys are making some money. Look at that. I guess that's all our insurance premiums are going up so much. You guys are making money here. So it looks like you've got one cycle here, right? And then some kind of 3, 4 here. And then in a 5. It's like the indices almost. So something like that, and then a catastrophe, so to speak. A catastrophe, but let's you see that bearish divergence. You have it here. So I would be careful that, but I think you'll get one more high. You should get one more high. And you're in a correction. So you're in a correction now. So this 4, looks like that's the low right here. And it's coming out. So maybe one more high. And then, as you say, that's all she wrote. I would say that if you're lucky, it could erase divergences and extend a little more and then continue the bull cycle. But I'm just showing you the chart just based on the data we have. Let's take a look at OLL. I don't know that ticker. So let's take a look at what happened. I'm not sure. I don't know this one. Ollie's looks like some kind of flat here. No, it's a bullish one too. It's bullish. It's pretty bullish actually. I wouldn't get too worried about this one. Looks like it's in some kind of 1-2 1-2 pattern. You know, some kind of 1-2 1-2 pattern. See erase divergence there. So I think it's coming out into see the power of wave 3. I think we'll take this peak out here and kaboom. So yeah, I'm not sure what the hell kind of speed did Oli take? I don't know what's going on. I guess everyone's shopping there. Bargain outlet, right? The consumer is poor, because of inflation, losing their job now, and bargain hunting. Maybe that's why it's doing well. What's the market cap on this thing? 6 billion. Wow, look at that. Yeah, I may want a piece of that. I'm gonna see what I don't even know what they do, but I'll keep an eye on it. But yeah, this is a good setup for wave 3. Again, you get a pullback. You can wait for a pullback if it gives you one. See, we should be getting a pullback soon to correct this wave. So that'll be the opportunity. Get a pullback and try to play that. All right, thanks for the super chat, Stacy. JR, ANF, and TDoc. Yeah, Abercrombie. I've been keeping my eye on that. So we have this buy area here. We're almost there at 164. So we're close. So really close. The problem is on the larger cycle, the easy money is over, and we just should be topping out. So I think it's trade. I don't know how long you want to be in it because it could be just sideways to choppy for a while. But maybe you get lucky and it races divergence. So I don't shop there, but whatever's happening there, whatever they got going on, is like they must have reinvented themselves. Like, I don't know. I need to go shop there. I need to go check them out because obviously people are dumping their money there if it's doing that well. They said that this stock is more gains than Nvidia. You're richer in this stock than you are in Nvidia. Can you believe that? Abercrombie Fitch. Maybe it's GLP-1s, Everyone needs new genes and stuff. I don't know. It's really interesting. TDoc should be turning higher with the Russell, right? And Kathy Wood's stuff starting to turn higher. I think she's in TDoc. She's a TDoc pumper. She's a big believer in it, but man, it's just been annihilated. So we've had this T-dark chart for a while, um, and it's found trendline support, but we're due this 4, right? Well, so I think it's safe to say that 4. So I'm looking for a 4 back up to 14, but um, I do see one more swing lower, unless we come out of this wedge. Now this is a nasty wedge, guys. Look at this wedge. Okay, so keep an eye on this wedge. When T-Doc eventually comes out of this shit, this thing's gonna go boom up to 40, 44, and either corrected or an absolute bottom. So I don't know if you're gonna get that, like something like this, like I got here, or it's just gonna come out of the wedge and I'm off by a swing, which I could very well be. So it's one of those speculative plays. Like you just buy it here, put a stop loss down at 867 and try your luck. And if you're lucky, you get that wedge breakout, and it'll be 300-400% gain, I think, if you're lucky. And if you're not, well, you'll probably get it up to 13, 14, and then you'll see if it can turn out of this. But that's what I'm looking at. Man, look at the fall it took. Look at that, man. But technically, it should come to an end at some point. This should come to an end soon. All right, thanks, JR. Anonymous for 10. 90,000 Bitcoin are being moved from Mt. Gox. 30 to 40% could be sold off. 80K then to 48. Yes, that scenario can still occur. Absolutely. Now, do I think it will? I think there's a chance it may not, because the shakeout recently was pretty intense. I do have this labeled as a 2 because of that, but I do need to show like it's I don't think it's 50-50 anymore. I think this has a 70% chance of happening, and then I think the other possibility with a 30% chance I give it is a 4, and you get 5, and then you get a big pullback. And actually, this allows a lot of the crypto stocks to get a better bottom. Like Coinbase, MicroStrategy never really bottomed properly. Clean Spark or that Spark stock. Like there's stocks out there that look suspect off the bottom. So if you're, like I said, if you get this, well, great. You got a great gift. Buy it. If you don't, well, then you don't, and you just make money. So you really this is really gonna be tough for traders on how to navigate what could be coming up. But I think it's a 2 because this was so intense, and I think it was more than just profit taking. It almost appeared to me that we probably reset this whole cycle. It's just something I feel, and then also on the weekly time frame, as you can see, clearly this decline reset the whole cycle. So I mean, it seems to me that it's a 2, and you go, well, then what about Mt. Gox? How are they going to sell all that? I don't know. Maybe they're going to change their mind. Maybe they sell a little bit. Maybe a big buyer comes in like a dark pool and just buys it off the exchange, out of the exchange, like the Tron CEO. Like, I don't know, but something may happen that fools people that are, again, thinking of the market that way. Like, oh, I need to get ready to sell because of these things. And again, that's why I say the market isn't chess, guys. You can't. So that's why I don't worry about that kind of news, because it's like magic. Then all of a sudden, oh, they changed their mind. They won't sell after all. Or, oh, so-and-so happened. Or oh, corporation, Apple decided to put Bitcoin on their balance sheet. Oh, what a coincidence. Like, that's what happens. You never know. So you can't just but yeah, there is a lot of Bitcoin coming on the open market. It sure is. Also, if this is a 2, right, there's always a chance that this connector wave fails, right? This could fail, right, in three, right? 1, 2, 3. But we'll see that coming because if that happens, we'll get a big candle down to 57,000, back below the trend line. And then we'll know, uh-oh, we're breaking this low. And if we do break this low, guys, it's going all the way down to this area here, down here. I'm sorry, where is it? Here. But I don't think it's not my preferred view. I don't see any reason why that should happen technically. But anyway, this is it. And again, so bullish, you didn't even form the right shoulder. It couldn't even, so it just, which is typical of what, a wave 3, right? Not a wave 5. Wave 5, if this was a wave 5 we're coming into, it would be more choppy. This behavior so far is acting like a wave 3. Tron, ZVIA. Sure, I'll take a look at that for you. Ziva, never heard of them. Never heard of these guys. Well, that's a nice candle right there. Bullish engulfing on the monthly. If the monthly closes like this. So there's not enough chart data, but what you do see is 3 swings with essentially a nice move off the low. And here you have 3 and 3, and then you have an A, a B, and then you have 5 down. Let's take another look at this. Yeah, see 5 down. That would have been better for the low right there, but we didn't get that. So now it made it a little tricky to try to count this. So we're in B of Y of some kind. It's probably going to do a flat like that. So this thing's probably going to come back up here and then reverse down later. So it's doing a flat in a B connector. A very common type of correction with this type of situation. Something like that. So I would look for higher prices. How high can it go? It's hard to say. It could make it to 150 here, but it could even go higher than that. But I think more than likely it will fail for another swing lower. The other alternative is if this low breaks, then I would get rid of this. I would put the B here. And this would be a 1, 2, and you'll get 3, 4, 5, and then it'll be finished. But it seems too shallow to me, too bearish to say that. Okay. Thanks for the super chat. Bama, appreciate it for the super chat. Yeah, everything seems to be working out. I love when everything kind of comes together. It's not always perfect. Sometimes we get it wrong, but when we get it right, it's nice to enjoy that. Okay, let's see. Yeah, even FUBO. Yeah, small caps are moving. Small caps are moving. So now it's just about being in the right small caps at the right time, right? FUBO is in our super buy area, right? We had this, and you know, I've long since given up on it, put my money in other things, but obviously it's bottomed here, and it held this low. So it could come back and really moon. I mean, I don't want to get your hopes up, but I mean, it could come back up to $8 or higher. I mean, so if this is the low, then it's not even the first inning. It's like preseason. It's like we're We'll see. But this is now has to hold, or it could become a go to zero. So, but this is a good reaction. This is what I've expected. So we should continue to grind out of here higher. Just be patient. Let it build out, but it should respect this low and come out. Oh yeah, I haven't paid attention to BTU. I'm not really paying attention to these energy trades, guys, too much, because I really want it. I see this oil dropping and things, and so I mean, we could still this could still be the low here. Could this be a 1-2 and we come out? So it's just too many possibilities for me. But I mean, we could try to look at the shorter cycle and see if we see so you don't see 5 waves up. So it could be in danger of a lower drop. That this is a connector for this. So really this buying area is negated now. So we'd have to find a new area of entry. I still think it's possible to see it can now go to 2012 in this area here. So if it drops down here, great. There's your entry. If it's trading here, it's just guessing kind of, and it's better not to guess. And the other risk is it could be in a higher degree correction. It could be still in this too, and we actually go all the way back down to 1160. So really, we need to really come back and take this high out here to confirm that's the low. And then it's gonna go moon in wave 3. So we don't know 100% sure yet, but that's how I analyze it. So it's kind of like stuck in indecision. Traders don't know what to do. It's indecisive. Mark V, how you doing? Go to your super chat. Thanks for the 20, man. Itron here. Itron, NASDAQ. ITRON, NASDAQ. This one. Alrighty. So here you go. Looks like it's moving. So it's a nice 3-wave move here with an impulse off this low. Yeah, it's interesting chart. I would probably it's gonna be more bullish, but I'm gonna call it like this. Something like this. I mean, we could put, yeah, I'll put it here for now. It doesn't really matter, but you get the idea. It's probably some kind of flat or something. Like an A, B, C. So this could be a 3-4 here. 5, big pullback out, or it could be another 1-2, and then moon. HWM, let's see here. Looks like we have that one here, HWM. Let's see, HWM, how's that doing? Looks like we called that one. Oh man, we got that. I hope, did you get this entry? Look at that. We got that entry and freaking, man, look at that. Holy moly. Please tell me you made money on that. Because I'm sure you're the one that asked me about it. I don't think, yeah, there's your 5. So it's you know, it should have a bigger correction after this 5, and it looks pretty good. But this is the count that I've been in for now, so we won't change it. We won't change it. All right, VRT. See if we have that on here. Still looking for this connector wave to develop more. So we should see a pump in this soon, right? A 3. Again, I wouldn't change it. I wouldn't change this labeling at all. Any moment. So maybe even tomorrow's trading. Boom. When's earnings? Okay, next. Yeah, so I'll be looking for that. Now, if we come back and take this low out, then the chart is the chart is needs to get changed. Let me go back here. The B would be here. You'd have a 1 2, and then it's going to make its move down. But I don't think it's going to do that. I think it's got upside and then down. Okay. Thanks for the super chat. Oh, Crypto Man, thanks. Wow, what a big super chat. You made my day. Thank you so much. I really appreciate those big, like $100 super chats you guys give me. I really appreciate that. And I hope you're making a lot of money like I am. Yeah, I always will. Yeah, I will definitely, in the fall, may have more time to devote to my channel and community and try to grow it more. So hopefully, toward the end of September and October, I'm going to try to expand a little bit more what I'm doing here and build off of kind of the base that I've built since, really December 21 when I started the channel. And then I went off the air for like a few weeks and came back on. So that's why there's like a gap in my records on YouTube. But for those of my original followers, we called the bear market top. I mean, we called that. We were on there. I was screaming to actually short the Russell, guys. Screaming. They were pumping some Santa rally in December 21, like on CNBC. They were so euphoric and giddy. I had people like the Santa rally, like I gotta get the. I was like, you guys are freaking crazy, crazy, man. And I was just like, you have no idea what's coming. And I said, and I had the famous video. I was like, every stock you own, your favorite stocks you love and cherish are all gonna be destroyed. And that was Facebook, Apple. I was all those, and I was right. But the low was in. And we called the low in tech, and then that's when everyone went crazy on me on the internet for calling that because they wanted the market to keep crashing for some reason, or I was giving the answers to the test too soon, and they didn't want me doing that. And then that's it. And I think the only mistake we made, not really a mistake, was taking the profit too early on that tech bounce and then getting back in later. But the conditions I think warrant it. So anyway, so let's get to your question. Do you have an area for a dip to buy in Bitcoin? Okay, so here's the thing with Bitcoin. I never like to chase the market, unfortunately, but I'm just looking at it from a couple points of view. My chart shows we're in a wave 5. You have bearish divergence on the 4-hour, okay, the 4-hour cycle. Eventually, this cycle is going to come to an end, the 4-hour cycle. It will. Now, it might not in the next couple days, but it's going to come to an end. Now, the 45-minute cycle, see, already reset here. And now we're coming up and we're getting that bearish divergence. Now, what we don't want, if you're trying to buy it, you don't want divergence erased. It's too late. So what you're hoping for is to get the 4-hour cycle pullback. So where you want to buy it is here when this wave 4 comes. And what you have to do is let the wave develop a little bit. So it's going to have to do something like a drop, a little bit of a bounce. And if you get that, well, then you got your entry. There you go. So that's what you're waiting for. This is where you want to buy Bitcoin. This is how you want to buy it. This is your best opportunity. Now, there's another opportunity that's even better than this that could emerge. And I'll show that, which I wouldn't be surprised to see. That. And then you can buy it back here just to scare enough people. So if you miss this move here, this is the classic way the wave will play out. This way. And then moon. Okay? So if you're trying to get in, you want to get in here or here. But what if if the market doesn't agree and there's nothing you can do about it, and then you have to wait, because at some point the 4-hour cycle will reset and then you can get in the market. So that's the only way, using my system, that I would do it. And those entries come and go. You never know when they happen. Like we got one, we had one back here on my channel, right? We had one here, and I posted that on my live stream. I put the update in. I said, hey, this is the time to buy it, right? That was the time to buy it. But there was so much FUD out there, and so many people telling you, no, this is the end of the world. No one bought it there. No one bought it there. And I'm texting my friends, hey, that I knew they wanted to get into Bitcoin. I'm like, hey, I've been watching it. I want to let you know this is the time to get it. Oh, no, I changed my mind. I'm going to wait. It's going down lower. That's what they're saying. See, that's the mentality of most people. And so you're going to have to stick your neck out. So the same thing here. When this 4 or 5, or if we get a big pullback in this ABC, when this whole cycle ends at some point and get this big pullback, I mean, hell, I could even do that. This is where you'll want to really get it in. But most people will be too afraid again to get in. All right, hold on one second. So, sorry, I had a text. I had to train of thought here. But anyway, that's a Bitcoin. So that's how it would look in. And could you take a look at TMF? Okay, TMF is kind of the same situation. TMF, now the interest rate market is it's going to at some point have a wave 3 moment, and then there won't be, your opportunity is gone. So it still hasn't completely disappeared yet. So here you are. So there is a possible opportunity, maybe. Let's see. See, I think this is one cycle right there, and it's about to bust out. So I think it's this, but if you're lucky, it pulls back. So if you're lucky and then this turns into a flat, you could get another opportunity to buy it at 49.62.48, essentially another back test of the downtrend line. So there is a chance you get that opportunity. It's still possible. But that may be the last chance. And then you have what? The inverse head and shoulders, and then boom, you're out. But it may have already come and gone. Okay, so we'll just leave it there. All right, thanks for the super chat. You made my day, man. JR, real quick here. Let's go to yours. GE, Aerospace, and Vernova, they had a spin-off in April. All right, yeah, let's take a look at those. GE Aerospace, GE Vernova. All right. Oh, so we had this chart for a long time. So we've had this buy area here at 240. So I don't, again, why would I change it? I think I drew this chart back in 2022, honestly. It's crazy how it's played out. So there you go. Boom. But an oh shit moment is coming. Yeah. All right, that was an easy one. Geez, this is a straight. Hopefully we have enough chart data to analyze this properly. So it's obviously bullish from the IPO. This one's a lot harder to try to navigate. So there's a cycle right there. You know, something like that, or I don't know. But you get the idea. Pretty bullish. Yeah, it's about to really it's about to really have a pretty big upside move coming. That's what it looks like to me. Do what's best for you. I can't be wrong. Thanks for the super chat. Tron, GDXJ. Yep, I'm in that, and been printing money on that. That's been a nice one. Still should go higher. Not at all thinking of selling it now. This first impulse should be finishing up soon at any moment. You have the bearish divergence. Now, if we could erase divergence here, then it will continue to extend. But if this impulse finishes, I would look for a pullback, you know, a pretty healthy pullback. But it's just another opportunity to get long if you haven't already. But it is at risk for ending this here and pulling back and higher later. So it is at risk. But we broke this high, really opening this up for much higher prices. I do think the next real stop for this is 64, the 20 peak, 2020 peak, eventually consolidating and then eventually breaking out into the triple digits area, you know, testing 180. So, but it's going to take time. It won't happen overnight. So it's like more of an investment opportunity. But if you're trading it, you may see a pullback soon, unless we can arrest some divergences in the 45-minute. Thanks again for the super chat. 30 over par. Yeah, Riot. We assume that that's in a low and working off the low, and that's because of how deep it corrected, and I believe you just can continue to assume that. So one thing I'll point out real quick, what I don't like is this is really a three-wave bounce here, and then this is three waves. So you know, there's a chance we could actually still be in two in a massive. So be careful. So it's still not all clear. Now we did take this high out. That's pretty good, but that doesn't mean anything actually, because it could still be in this wave two, and we get a flat and pull back down. But I say for now, we'll label it more bullish. But I just caution you with that and leave you with that. But if that doesn't happen, then it's about to see the power of wave three. Okay, and then Solana I just showed earlier to somebody, and that's in a very it's in an area that the market needs to decide if it's going to make a final swing lower to 88, or it's going to extend an X to like 240, and I just don't know. It's hard to tell, but I think it's gonna. You have three waves, but here, you know, I have like five waves, so it could very well make another low. It could very well do that. But with the market being so bullish right now, I would be afraid that the X is just going to extend and this comes later. So that's why I don't like to trade it. So it's really tough to say. So that's how I have to leave it for now. Netflix, I think we had that top in wave 5 here. And that may be done. Let's look at the higher time frames. The weekly cycle is about to break. So Netflix is in danger of a bigger decline, but not yet, as you can see. So Netflix is at risk. It may be over for not for a while, but if it's over, it will drop to 548. Where's the buy opportunity? If it does that, the first bounce would be at 615, 603. But that bounce more than likely will fail and it will take another swing lower later. Okay, so just be careful you're not stuck in something like that in Netflix. And then the next one is Microsoft. Yeah, we haven't charted Microsoft in a while. My chart may not be updated on that. So I have this in a wave 5 as well. This is probably in a 3 and a 4 here. So one more high, and then it has a larger cycle pullback. Again, unless it can erase divergence. And that's where I have Microsoft. Okay, pretty straightforward. PBJ for 2 chart is HE. Let's look at the HE here. Hawaiian Electric, cool. Did they get messed up with the fires and stuff? Nice little 3 swing bounce, correction here. Basically hit the buy area, boom. So more than likely that correction's over and it's in a new bull market, bull cycle higher in wave 3. Right, pretty obvious wave and out. So there's not much to chart, but you get the idea. It should go higher. That's a pretty straightforward one. All right, Mark V again for 10. Appreciate it. Yeah, RX. The structure on that got really messed up with that lower low. So I have this in this 4 wave. I'm looking for 650, but it's at the moment of truth. We'll have to wait and see if this happens. I don't think this is the low either, so it will just morph into some other count, but this is the count I'm going with for now, and it should reverse soon. IoT, let's take a look at that. Samsara, okay, looks like we've done that one before. IoT, oh boy, we took what was a long time ago. Well, we kind of got that right. We had the wave 3 here. It just kept extending. Or it may have finished the 5. Yeah, see how it erased divergence, it just extended. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So put the 3 there, the 5 there. Flat. I don't know if it's done here or not. That looks like the area where it normally would have bottomed in a flat. So, but let's look at this a little bit closer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, flat. Down. Basically hit the buy area almost to the penny. So yeah, so this is coming in. This is about to see the power of wave 3. Boom. Of a whole new cycle higher. But let's before we get too bullish, let's just, yeah, it's overlapping. So this would be like a 1-2, and then this would be like a 1-2, and out. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I'll look into that later. Yeah, and make it the fall like I was saying. Kim OB20, IWM. Been obviously very bullish, guys. IWM has been great for us. So I still am calling the bearish reversal on this. When we get to 248, 250, can it just go straight up from here? It very well could keep doing like. So right now I still have us in this extended fifth wave because there is bearish divergence here. But if that 45-minute could take it out, then this becomes another 1-2, and then it's gonna keep gap and running. It won't stop, and that's crazy. But it could happen. So for right now, it's extremely bullish. Obviously, I wouldn't want to sell it. Big picture though, this low did break this low here. The 22 low was broken here, which typically in my system sets you up for a rug pull, boom, when to reset the RSI. So I'll just leave it at that. And again, this fractal, this is the fractal. You see it, you run up and you crash. You wouldn't be surprised to see that fractal play out again. But you know, if I'm wrong, then it truncated here. Very rare to do it, but it can happen. And then it's off to the races. And if it is the case, as you can see, wave threes are vertical in the Russell, but this would be a super cycle wave 3. So it would just use your imagination. It'll just go crazy vertical. So I just don't know. I don't think that's possible. I just think this is the most likely path on the IWM. CLOV. Here, let's take a look at that. Clover. So we got some kind of reversal off that low. Been in a bear market since its existence. Yeah, real strange looking chart. So I think the only way to really label this properly is to just say you're bullish from that low until the market proves you otherwise. So here you had a clear impulse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Clear impulse. And then this was a 1, 2, 1, 2. Right, something like that, and out. So obviously more upside. It's in the power of wave 3. I don't know if it's a major low for the company because it's just the chart data is incomplete. But I would just say that from this low, it's just assume it's impulse and out, and I would just play the swings like this. But right now it doesn't seem like it seems like it's still in wave 3. Yeah, no divergence. So boom. Anonymous. The SPY is pretty straightforward for right now. I do have the SPY in this count off the 22 lows. Let's go all the way back. You have like a 1, 2, a 1, 2, a 1, 2, 1, 2, and then this is our 3, our first 3 that should be finishing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this should finish at any moment, and we should get a pullback back down to 555. So that's what I'm expecting. But again, I can't rule out, is this a 1, 2, 1, 2, and we moon? Can't rule that out. But with the bearish divergences in place in the shorter time frame, on the 4 hour. It just seems unlikely to do that, but I can't rule it out, so I'm just showing you the most likely path. So it looks like it's due a pullback. That's what it looks like to me. But as bullish as this market is, maybe it's a 1-2, 1-2, and it's boom, it's out. So I don't know. We'll see. And Bama for 20 might be my last question. I gotta get off here. When the grand super cycle rolls over in a year or two, do you expect the market to eventually recover? And if so, what time period? Yeah, the market will recover, of course. It always does, no matter, you know, the scenario, the situation. Of course, it'll recover. You only lose the wave 5. So if that happens, we'll lose the COVID pump. We'll basically go back to the March 2020 lows by my system. Now, other people you follow are saying it's going to go back to the lows in the 80, 82, 84. Like, that's crazy. I don't think that. Now, I think it's going to go back to, like, you know, the March 2020 lows. And if any bear market is typical, I mean, the bear market of the last major, you know, grand super cycle correction of was the you know, when that was the grand super cycle, which isn't anymore, right? It's now a smaller cycle, but back then it wasn't. It was the correction from the dot-com to the financial crisis that took 10 years, right? Almost 9 years, 10 years to get through that flat. So you're probably looking at least 10 years to get through whatever correction you're in, but since it's a higher degree, it's probably longer, maybe 15 years, could even be 20 years to get out of, to regain the highs. So so yeah, if you're depending on what your age is, that's why you gotta worry about this shit, right? But if you're young, I wouldn't care about the crash. I would just be buying. I would be accumulating, because just like, imagine what people said in 2009 when they're like, you know, oh my God, you know, Medtronic was like $2 and all this shit. Like, I would have bought, you know, as much as I could, and no one did, actually, because I was alive back then. But nobody wanted to buy stocks, believe it, when it was all that cheap. But if the grand super cycle crashes, stocks will be that cheap again, and you'll want to have some money to go shopping, right? Because then you'll become millionaire in 20 years, like most people are now that bought the '09 lows. So that's how I see it, based on like my thoughts around the market. A V bottom off the grand super cycle is almost unheard of. Like, that's really not possible. But I mean, because then I don't think it's a grand super cycle correction. It's an extension in some other wave if it V bottoms. But it won't go that deep either, probably. But hopefully we'll all have time to get out in the market, and we'll all know the news. So we have plenty of time. Like, COVID gave us so much time to get out of the market. I mean, COVID, they telegraphed COVID sell-off month before it happened. All right, random for $2. I'll finish up here. SMLR in with relation to Bitcoin. I'll do my best with that. I'll see what I can do with Bitcoin here. Selmer Scientific. I mean, I don't know what they do with Bitcoin. I don't know if they like. I don't know this company at all. But I mean, it looks like 5 waves up to me. Yeah, clearly 5 waves up with an extended 5th. Right, this is your 5th wave, and look, you lost the whole 5th wave. So that's what happens with these extended 5ths, guys. I mean, those are usually extended 5ths are like the worst corrections. They're the ones where everything crashes typically. So here you go. And now the question is, did you bottom here? It looks like an impulse down. But I could probably make that a flat, put that 5 there. So let's just assume that this is the low, and you're building off of the low here. Yeah, and you have divergence. And again, it looks like another flat. So, and now you're coming out. So yeah, this should be about to make a pretty good move higher if this chart is correct. So in relation to Bitcoin, I don't really know. Like I don't know if it, I don't know how it's related to Bitcoin. I can't tell you that. That's something I can't tell you. But I just say this is the chart for now, and it looks like it's about to go higher. Oh, SoFi. Yeah, SoFi was one I never really liked too much. But we did say it was going to go, I was going to pump more in this wave 2 here. But is it done with the correction? I don't think it is personally. My chart would be negated if it could take out this peak here at 918. So it's still got a lot of work to do. I'd said it could come back up to 854 between the 4 and the 2. So it's still at risk for a potential wipeout. So I would just be careful. I would just be careful in it. But you have to do what's best for you. Best for you. I know a lot of people love this stock for whatever reason, but the chart, I don't like it, and I just can't get my mind around this chart in a bullish way. But we did call this too. So is it pumping? Yeah, we expected it, and I expect it to even go maybe a little higher. All right, I'll scan through the comments and just see if there's any other questions or things I can answer. Meta, looking for that drop, right? Meta, watch my other live streams. Meta, if the Nasdaq can drop that next leg lower, Meta should drop, and that would be the buy on Meta. There. I was looking at XLM myself the other day. I am going to let that secret out, guys, XLM, only because I was still studying that chart, but I do think it is a good opportunity. I don't know why it would be. I don't know anything about the XLM coin, but I do need to show the chart. The chart is, coming off of a major correction in a buy area. We had a nice 1-2. We had a beautiful 3-wave reaction, and this could be about to see the power of wave 3. So, I mean, this is the area to go long here. So again, against this low of 7.5. So just I throw it out there. You'll have to do what's best for you. But if this is right, then this thing will come out and then off to the races. So that's what we're hoping for. But this is the area where it's being accumulated. If I'm skipping over it, yeah, so many sectors, yeah. The transportation average, sorry. Oh, okay, yeah. I'm so glad I got that comment real quick from you. DJT, the transportation average. Looks like we had that 5 up and we had that pullback. We did get that buy finally. Just took a while to get there. And then boom, vertical. Okay, so it looks like the transportation average is behaving like we thought it would. I won't label it, but you'll see like a 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just like we had it here. So let me get rid of this. So 1, 2 here. And then we had the 1, 2 here, and this was the buy area, and now we're out. So yeah, this is about to, and again, that's the Dow, right? Dow average. So there you go. Get ready. Transports should be moving. Yeah, AMD was today was the day to buy AMD if you wanted to give that a try. I'm already in AMD from lower levels, so I'm just being patient. Along for the ride. Apple, gave Apple already. PayPal's going up. It hit our buy area. It's bouncing. It looks good. I don't drink Zivia. No, I don't do that. I don't drink that. I don't drink it. I don't know. I don't even know. Yeah, no. Okay, I guess I'll try it. Neo is on the verge of a mini cup and handle breakout. Hopefully, I got my fingers crossed. I've been in that, and it's my worst performer of everything I own. It's my worst performing stock, but I hope it will turn into one of my best soon. But I will dump it if it breaks those pivots. I'm reading about Selmer here. Quantifo, oh, is that right? Well, then there you go. Then you could probably, if it's tied to Bitcoin, that's pretty bullish. Hey, Philippines, cool. AMC should be moving with GME, guys. And hey, guys, our GME call was working out. It's slow, right? It's moving slow, right? It's moving slow, but it's moving. It's getting that parabolic. You know, it's trying to go parabolic here on basically no news. But AMC should kind of follow the same pattern, right? AMC should do the same thing coming out. Once we break this high, that confirms we should be the next area should be $8. So it's all working, but it's taken a lot of patience, right? A lot of patience, but the market is supporting this. And again, people shorting it. It's kind of like, you know, like I say, pissing into the wind because the Russell's pumping. How are you going to get a crash when the whole underlying stock market is working against you? And that's what's happening here. And eventually they'll fold and we'll get the wave 3. All right, guys, I'll leave you with that. Good night. We'll see what happens tomorrow. See if crypto gives us a pullback, an opportunity to get back in, or just get a moon. The dollar index is key. If we get a big